My name is Katrina Dembinski, one of the 3 Mad Hatters co-chairs. I'm joined by my fellow co-chair, Erin Satterthwaite. Erin is finishing her first year as a co-chair and her 8th year in the league. Switch off. I'm finishing my 3rd year as a co-chair and my 6th year in the league. We are so thrilled to be here tonight, celebrating the Junior League of Chicago and the 100th anniversary of the Mad Hatters. The Junior League of Chicago. The Junior League of Chicago's longest running placement. Tonight, we'd love to share our history and demonstrate the impact Mad Hatters has had on our city over the past century.
We'll start in 1921. Junior League of Chicago members Alice Gerstenberg and Annette Washburn founded the Junior League of Chicago's Children's Theater. It began with the idea that early exposure to this form of the arts and literacy would be an educational and beneficial experience for children. Children's Theater started with an investment of $22,000 by the Junior League of Chicago. Today, that investment would be equivalent to almost $350,000.
The Junior League Children's Theater began promoting children's literacy by acting out children's books and fairy tales, a group of volunteers which was first known as the JLC Follies. The performers, called JLC Troopers, would go from hospital to hospital performing for children. The JLC Follies also performed to raise funds for other Junior League committees.
The first JLC Children's Theater production was the play adaptation of Alice in Wonderland, written by Alice Gerstenberg. Many of the early productions were based on fairy tales, but soon Junior League members began creating their own plays. A Chicago reporter wrote in the newspaper, "The Chicago Junior League has done a bigger thing than it has any idea of."
Due to the success of JLC's Children's Theater program, 109 junior leagues from across the country began their own children's theater programs. In 1926, the Junior League of Chicago hosted the first National Children's Theater Conference.
Later on that year, the JLC created a national traveling theater production of The Bluebird. The play was seen by over 35,000 children on a 15-city tour. The costumes and scenery were created by the Junior League of Chicago and traveled from city to city. In each city, local women performed under local directors.
In 1928, Elizabeth Fuller Goodspeed wrote the Junior League plays The Wizard of Oz, play in 3 acts, adapted from the story The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. We actually have a copy of that here tonight, so please seek out the display table and take a look. Bobsy, as she was known among her JLC friends, and Gertrude Stein had her Junior League script published by the Samuel French Publishing Company. Elizabeth had the play published so members no longer had to write each script by hand and could easily distribute it to other junior leagues for use in their productions. By 1929, children's theater became an art form and a national movement. For decades afterwards, royalties from The Wizard of Oz supported Junior League theater activities in Chicago.
As Chicago prepared for the 1933 World's Fair, Junior League of Chicago wrote a detailed proposal for a special children's area at the fair that would include not only playgrounds and a museum, but also a theater. The JLC named the 5-acre lagoon Enchanted Island, now known as Northerly Island. Because of their local and national success, the Junior League was the only organization asked to produce children's theaters at the fair.
During Chicago's 1933 Century of Progress World's Fair, Peggy Carr, who helped found what is now Planned Parenthood, performed with the Junior League of Chicago's theater group. Peggy and her fellow troopers entertained thousands of children dropped off at the Junior League Theater while their parents explored the fair. At the World's Fair, the Junior League of Chicago performed matinees with Peter Pan 3 times a week for 4 months on the Enchanted Island.
In 1933, JLC began performances in every elementary school in the city. By the end of the 1940s, nearly 80 leagues brought theater into elementary schools. Soon, many leagues moved children's theater performances onto radio and television. In 1947, Bert Tillstrom, in partnership with the Junior League of Chicago, created a TV show called Junior Jamboree, which was an early improv puppet show for children. Once the program went nationwide, it was called Kukla, Fran, and Ollie. The show went on to win a Peabody Award and 2 Emmy Awards.
Stemming from the success of the JLC's Children's Theater Program, the Junior League of Pennsylvania created their own children's theater program. In the 1950s, Fred Rogers, along with the Junior League of Pennsylvania, developed a 1-hour program called the Children's Corner, which later became known as Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. In the 1970s, the JLC Follies transitioned, refocusing the group to promote reading through the performance of or acting out of children's books. In the 1980s, JLC Follies renamed themselves the Mad Hatters as a nod to the first play the JLC performed as the Follies, Alice in Wonderland. Throughout the next few decades, the Mad Hatters performed throughout Chicago and the suburbs.
Today, the JLC Mad Hatters performance season takes place from September through May. They perform as many as 4 shows per weekend, as well as some weekday performances. Mad Hatters typically holds more than 80 performances a year, reaching over 800 children and families. At each of their shows, the Mad Hatters troupe promotes literacy through a lively 30-minute interactive story time for children, performing in either English or Spanish. Each performance includes the reading and acting out of books, poems, and songs while wearing zany hats to bring the joys of reading to life. Performances are geared towards children aged 3 to 9 years old, but are enjoyed by children of all ages. Each child that attends a performance receives a sticker, bookmark, and 1 book to take home to read with their parents. As you can see, for 100 years, the Junior League of Chicago and its children's theater program has revolutionized AJLI's history as well as America's history. We are thrilled to have with us tonight 2 former Mad Hatters members who will share memories of their time as Mad Hatters. It's my honor to introduce Allison Youngblood. Allison?
Well, from the minute we put on our hats, these boys looked at us like we were nuts. And can you blame them? To teenage boys, we were a group of adult women wearing matching t-shirts with hats that looked like a lobster, a hamburger, and other crazy items. We knew that they were going to be a tough crowd. So we tapped into our, albeit limited theater training, and we decided to really use these big, grand gestures, big movements, creative voices, and our reader used different character voices. The performers were shouting things. We were bumping into each other, falling on the floor. And by the end of the first book, these boys were laughing hysterically at us. And I say at us because they were not laughing with us, they were laughing at us. One boy laughed so hard, he fell out of his chair. Well, as we were performing, other children started arriving at the library and they started coming into the room to join the performance. And these kids were more our target audience age, 8, 9, and under. Some of them knew the books. They were singing the songs with us. They were really engaged. These kids were laughing with us, it felt like. And it ended up being one of the most engaged audiences I remember having as a performer with the Mad Hatters. At the end of every performance, we give away a free book to every child who comes to the show. And we usually have books of varying reading levels because we never know who's going to be there or what their reading level is going to be. And I remember towards the end of the show thinking, I'm not sure if these boys are gonna want a book or if they're just gonna kind of take off now that the comedy is over. But they did. They approached us and they asked, do you have any chapter books for us? And we did. So we gave them the chapter books. And I like to think that, hopefully all those kids, including those teenage boys, left that performance that day thinking about the creativity and the magic of books and thinking that the library is really a place where you can have fun, because that's what the Mad Hatters is all about. Katrina is going to come up and talk more about the different libraries that we perform at and the kids that we're going to be able to reach.
In fall 2020, all in-person performances came to a halt. But that did not stop the Mad Hatters from supporting our community partners. We collaborated with the Chicago Public Library System to build 600 library care packages. Each kit contained one book, one bookmark, one sticker, and one printed instruction sheet for making your very own paper hat. And we transitioned from in-person performances to virtual performances. Last spring, Mad Hatters was excited to resume in-person library and community performances. Since then, the Mad Hatters have continued performing both virtually and in person throughout Chicagoland.
It has been our pleasure to share with you the legacy of the Junior League of Chicago's Mad Hatters, including its history, personal stories, and the impact it has made in our community. At this time, we'd like to invite any past or present Mad Hatters to stand and be recognized for your contribution to this rich history. Thank you, everyone. You may be seated. As we end our presentation, we share with you these words from the Mad Hatters performance outro song that has been sung by all Mad Hatters, past and present, for decades. Mad Hatters, thanks you for coming, joining in the fun here. As we go, we'll take a bow and hope to see you next year. Thank you.